Hello house lovers, it's a bit of a lockdown scorcher here in Melbourne, but today I want to talk to you about doors. Forgive the 90s Elle Macpherson on the beach look if you can. It is really quite hot today. Anyway, today house lovers, another door is closing, another door is opening, but they are all split. Can you see on every single one, literally every single one of these doors, at least one, and in this case, I'm going to swing the camera, you can see that hideous split in the panel of the timber. So these doors are timber panels. They are a timber frame with these panels inserted, and just about every single one of them in the house is split like this. Now, house lovers, we are going to have 3 remaining original doorways. 2 downstairs and 1 upstairs. So we're going to need 3 functioning and non-split doors. However, all of them have at least 1 split panel. What are we going to do? Luckily for me, just before lockdown, my dear friends Leslie Lauder and Mark Howard were over from Tasmania, as you might remember from this video early on in the piece when they helped me identify some of the materials in the house. Well, I was able to have a chat to Mark Howard about why all these door panels are split and what you can do about it. House lovers, here I am with a very special guest, Mark Howard, guru, savant, and knower of all things.
Thank you, Matthew.
What we are here to talk about, Mr. Howard, is the splits in these doors. And on talking to you and Leslie, I discovered why they split. So run through me why on all of these Victorian doors the central panel is split.
It's a perennial problem, and it's a fault in the design. Essentially, the panel is designed to float within a groove on every side of the frame.
Yes.
And the moulding is supposed to be nailed onto the frame, and
this part, yeah.
Most often the nail goes through the panel as well. Essentially, it means that the panel can't expand and contract with the seasons. So in summer, it gets very hot, it contracts and splits because it cannot move.
So the original design is that the panels almost float.
Yes.
And they would have been able to expand and contract with the seasons. So they either get accidentally nailed in place or the paint could.
Exactly right. The paint will hold it fast as well. And as you can see with this frame, it's choked with paint.
Yeah.
The only answer, permanent answer, is to remove the mouldings, drill out the tenons at the top, middle and bottom, pop this side of the door out, remove the panel, clean it out and glue it, put it back in. Then you can put the mouldings back on, being extra careful not to trap the panel.
So you leave the panel floating. Now, would you then, so 2 questions. Firstly, would you strip the door obviously first of all its paint?
Yes, because you can't really see what you're doing because you don't know where the nails are, and when you're trying to take the moulding off, you really have to put maximum pressure where the nail is because it'll otherwise split the moulding.
And in terms of the best way to strip it, so can you, I remember in the 80s you used to dunk them in caustic soda tanks. Would you still do that?
Not really, because it actually removes a lot of the patina and the colour in a door. And if it's cedar, for example,
I think these are pine.
Yeah, pine's okay, but it's always better to strip with a proprietary stripping product.
So I have to hand strip these, is what you're saying?
Yes. Don't forget to wear protective equipment.
Indeed. So what you're saying also though is that you can actually glue these panels together and they will move as one. So that split shouldn't occur again if the panel is allowed to float as it should within that moulding. And then the other thing is that we have got doors in all of the rooms and we only need 3 in the finished plan. So the other thing we could do is cannibalize the good panels from the doors we're not using to make 3 perfect ones. But we still have to follow that principle of
cleaning them out,
popping off the side panel, cleaning them out and then reinstating them in the right way. Door Restoration 101.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. There we are, house lovers. Isn't Mark a genius? And look, this is my Versailles Hall of Mirrors, which is in fact a hall of split doors. But hopefully, house lovers, not for very long, because we are going to take the doors off and do exactly what Mark says. Bang the ends off, slide out the panels, replace the panels, and hopefully pin them back so they are not pinned and they can move and flex with time, which is such an interesting concept, isn't it? And we will have 3 perfectly formed doors. Watch this space when I find quite who is going to do that. It's not going to be me, and we shall see the end result, which will be wonderful. Because wherever I've been, in my mum's house, for example, which was a late Victorian Australian colonial house, you always see those splits in doors. So I reckon wherever you are, if you've got an oldish house, you're going to have split door panels as well. So it is our group COVID task for 2021 to fix that door. Anyway, watch this space on that front. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Mark Howard for his time and expertise. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you so desire. I look forward to seeing you next week with some other fabulous adventure about trying to renovate, restore, and otherwise make fit this house, Bonaccord house, for myself and the good doctor. So until next week, I look forward to seeing you, and take care.